My correct people them. Queen May is now called for a rescue mission. She has been called though. Theodora don't start again. Theodora said that Mommy Josephine will not drink water and drop cup for ground. She has been carrying the name of Mrs Josephine, a woman that is over 60-something years of age. She has been spreading this woman name. She no gree this woman to drink water and drop cup. According to wetin we hear, they said Mrs Josephine is having this sickness that they call hypertension. It means that she usually have high blood pressure. And the reason why this woman bring Queen May very close to her, the reason why this woman pour out her love and care to Queen May is because Queen May has been the one taking her for her regular checkup. Now, Queen May is not available to do all those things for her. As we heard, she put all her hope on Theodora. But Theodora decided to use this opportunity to do Mrs. Josephine back. According to her, she said, since May is not available, you have no other option than to rely on me. This Theodora happened to be very selfish human being. Theodora is the wife of the first son of the family. She is supposed to be a mother to her junior wives. She is supposed to be the one directing them, advising them on how to play a good role as a wife. It's too bad that Theodora happened to be the opposite of everything that they expected from her. Mrs. Josephine had an appointment with her doctor. Una know say the doctor dey always give her days to come for regular checkup. She has already informed this woman called Theodora to come take her to her doctor. Theodora told her that she will come, but deep inside her heart, she was never ready. She said Mommy Josephine should watch and see how disappointment she will get. My people, Mrs. Josephine was not feeling all right at all, and she needed someone to take her to see the doctor. She said, okay, since I'm going for a checkup today, no problem. I will see the doctor and explain to him my conditions, hoping that Josephine will come. But Josephine turned to be a devil in human clothes. Calls has been entering as we heard. May Edochie was not around. He went for a seminar. So Mrs. Josephine was left with the housemaid, on hoping that this winch of a woman called Theodora was going to come and assist her to the doctor. She waited. She called her. When she picked the call, what she will say is, Mommy, don't worry, I'm coming. Very soon I will be there. Expect me in a minute time. But she never showed up. She was doing all those things intentional. She said she go show Mrs. Josephine pepper. Shebi na May dey carry her dey go before. When May was around, does she used to call her? She will prefer May to take her to the doctor. But now that May is no more available, she is now relying on her. She said she will not go, but she will continue to whine Mrs. Josephine. She will continue to whine her mother-in-law. She is going to teach her the lesson of her life. That is what that woman called Theodora is saying. Theodora, if Mrs. Josephine is your mother and she called you to come take her to see a doctor that she is having a health challenge, and you know that this woman has hypertension, BP, you cannot come down to render your assistance. You relaxed in your house as Queen Elizabeth that you are. Even the children of the late Queen Elizabeth cannot hear that their mother is not sick and give a deaf ear to it. Immediately, they've learned to take care of their mother. We all know how these children showed love to Queen Elizabeth. Theodora, you cannot take care of this woman. What if something happened to this woman? My people, as we take care, Mrs. Josephine was very down. It got to a point that she cannot help herself again. She waited for this woman called Theodora, but she was nowhere to be seen. The sickness was increasing. You can imagine someone that has hypertension compared to another normal sickness. What do you think will happen to that person? The increment in hypertension with a normal typhoid sickness, they does not tally together immediately. You know, when you are running fever, when you are having headache, fever, a normal person that does not even have high BP, the blood pressure usually high. You can imagine it compared to someone that is already a BP patient. My people, they said Mrs. Josephine was not herself again. Then she told the girl living with her to help her and call May. It was when they called May that May shouted and said, "Mommy, nothing will happen to you as long as I am alive." Immediately, May put a call to the neighbor. Hey, this woman called May is a wonderful woman. She's a happy soul, a peaceful one. She called the neighbor. It was now the neighbor that took Mrs. Josephine to the hospital. And as it is right now, Mrs. Josephine is receiving the best treatment ever. The doctor is taking care of her. May told her not to worry about the bill, that she has already settled the bill for her. According to Queen May, she said, "You are my mother. You are the best friend of my mom. And ever since I came into the Edochie family, you have been treating me well. Even when everybody turned their back on me, you have been that one person that I can stand and say that she has always been my backbone." We may say nothing will happen to Mrs. Josephine while she's alive. She made sure she catered for this woman. And she told her that she will be coming to see her before they discharge her. My correct people them. We need to chook mouth for this Theodora matter. Theodora is doing more than she can chew. Theodora is trying everything possible to wipe out every important person in the family of Edochie, in the family of the Edochies. As I hear this matter, now I carry and come on aside so that una go help me check and balance it. See una for my next video. Una bye bye.